Pardon me, I'm going to smoke. I want to connect the dots a little bit on this conversation between the conversation with Professor Anton on the role of education in indoctrinating people into feelings of certainty, and something else Professor Anton has said recently, which was that ontology should precede epistemology. Now, ontology is a study of the categories of being and what is. And epistemology, of course, is a study of what we can know, and it also is the product of epistemology or processes that we use in order to judge whether we're going towards knowledge or away from it and that sort of thing. So, for example, when I comment in one of those videos on ontology, I think that ontology is a subservient thing to epistemology or whatever. His rejoinder is of the kind of, well, what do you mean by I? What does I mean? What does it mean to be a human being? And the idea is that we're supposed to answer this question of what the word I means prior to our questions of what we know about I. And to me, it's hard for me to even state, because this is a belief of metaphysics implied in that, and the idea is that we can just define the word I and then go to the world. Now, he admits that, okay, we define the word human being, what it means to be a human being. Now, he admits we have to go to the world to see if any given entity is a human being or not. But to know the definition, right, to know the definition does not require a study of knowledge. Now, obviously, when you're saying that ontology is prior to epistemology, it's not chronologically, because we've done epistemology. So he's saying we don't refer to knowledge, but we're going to go ahead and say this is the term. We might not even bother to say, I know that this is the definition of I, but it is the definition. We just assert it directly. It's even more certain than certainty, because there is no questioning, right? There can't be questioning. If you can have doubt about your definition, then to process your doubt requires an epistemology. Of doubt of this definition, you have to use your epistemology, for example, and bring in empiricism or intuitionalism or whatever you're going to do, but something that generates knowledge and synthetic knowledge. And so how can you believe in ontology when you're going to use the word know, and yet you're going to pretend, it seems to me, that you're not referring to epistemology? Because that's the bottom thing. See, I think we have used our innate epistemology as an idea of knowledge to deduce these things. If you want me to answer, well, what do I mean by I? I'm going to go look at my experiences using the word I, other people using it, and the behaviors that are associated, and I'm going to identify what subset of sensory experiences I'm associating with this concept, and so on and so forth. It's going to be very empirical, and it's going to be very epistemological. These are epistemological questions. And when you say that you can do that before you deal with epistemology, I think you're saying that there's some certainty that precedes doubt, and that is, to me, entirely backwards. And of course, if you're teaching kids to settle their ontology, well, it's no wonder they're graduating high school with the clear idea of their ontology, but no concept of how they know that. And as they get more and more educated, they'll start to realize, geez, this really is arbitrary, and I don't really know these things in my ontology. But they come before epistemology, so I'll believe them anyway. And then we teach that to the kids, and then we say, oh, it's not our fault they're indoctrinated.